All right, you're on.
Hey guys, welcome in. Glad you guys could join us tonight. It's going to be fun. It's going to be quick and easy. So tonight we're doing a peach brulee with a homemade whipped cream. So it should be pretty good. So hope everybody's week's been good. We are getting ready to go on vacation after this week. So again, next week we won't have an upload. So after that we'll sort of figure out what we're going to do though. So. Okay, so we'll go ahead and jump right on in. So let's go ahead and start on our whipped cream first. It's going to take a few more extra minutes to do than the actual peaches. So the whipped cream is going to be real easy. All we're going to have to do is we're going to use our handy dandy KitchenAid mixer. Then we're going to take a cup of heavy cream, just like that. Put this back in the refrigerator. Now we're going to go ahead and pour that into our bowl. As much of that in there as possible. So, we'll get this plugged in. And I'm going to use the wire attachment because basically what's going to happen with the wire attachment is it's going to introduce the air into it and make it fluff up for us. So we're going to put that attachment right on here. If you want to come on over, I'm going to disengage that. And we're just going to start it. And as that goes, it's going to incorporate some of the air in there. And it's going to thicken up for us. And what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to get soft peaks to form. And we got a little bit further to go. So we'll drop that back down. Oops. Now we've got it. So we see that it's forming peaks, but the peak doesn't want to stand up for us. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get our confectionery sugar. And we're going to add 1 tablespoon of confectionery sugar in here. So we're going to measure that out. More or less. I know in the recipe I called for some cinnamon. But if you guys don't want to put the cinnamon in right yet, that's fine too. If you want to use, because we'll have leftovers of this. We won't use all this tonight, obviously. So if you don't want to put cinnamon in, that's fine. Some other things that you could put in here, especially if you're like making pumpkin pie, would be like nutmeg or allspice. That goes really good as well. So I'm just going to touch it up with just a pinch of salt. Just to give a little bit of a salty flavor to it. Not much, just a pinch. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate that sugar and that salt. And now we're going to let that run until stiff peaks form.
Oh, your mom's computer went a little crazy and she missed what you did.
Oh, so right now all we did was we put a full cup of heavy cream into the mixer. We went ahead and incorporated the air and we got that to where it was soft peaks. Then once we had soft peaks, we added a tablespoon of confectionery sugar and a pinch of salt, and now we are blending in the air and all that ingredients in order to get some stiff peaks to form. Now, as you see, we've got stiff peaks. Now, the one thing you don't want to do with heavy cream is overbeat it, because if we continue to do that, what will happen is that buttercream will actually turn into an extremely sweet butter. Because if you take heavy cream and continue to whip it, just like back in the old days when they used to churn the butter or the milk, and it turned into butter, it's the same thing that would happen here. So we would start with this, it would turn to butter, and then if we keep going, it would separate again and fall back apart, but then it would turn back into butter again. So you have to be careful with that part.
They are saying it is hard to hear over all the beating.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to make sure that we got that taken care of first. So this right now is done, so we're going to go ahead and just take this and just leave it right here, because this next step isn't going to take very long at all. So I'm just going to wash my wire lip off real fast. Get a good rest. Okay. Now I'm going to take another measure cup. Okay. Now we've come to the peaches. So what we need to do with the peaches is I went out and bought these a couple days back, let them sit on the kitchen counter so they could ripen. If you have peaches that's not ripe, you can actually put them in a brown paper bag, and in a day or two they should ripen up for you. So we are going to peel these. If you bought canned peaches, that's fine too. I know I said either or would be fine. So what we're going to do now though is we're going to go ahead and cut the peaches and pit them. So I usually try to find the valley here, and then just stick your knife right down in, and it should hit the seed. And then if you follow that straight around.
A tablespoon of confectionery sugar, Darlene.
Yes. And then you can twist that just like we did with the avocado a little bit. Famous last words. More step than I thought. There we go. All right. So then we're going to just take that and set it slice side up. I'm going to get in here and work with my knife just a pinch. Try to cut that pit out because it's being stuck with me.
Just don't cut your hand.
No. There we go. Finally let go. All right. So there's one. I'm going to do the same thing with the other peach.
Are they good?
Quality test. So like I said, with this whipped cream, we aren't going to use it all. So basically what you can do is you can put that in the refrigerator and save it, and then use it for berries, or last time we did this, we did strawberries and cream. So that was really good.
And strawberries have been on sale at Kroger pretty cheap, so.
Yep. So that's a good thing. All right. So let me get this knife out of the way because we're done with that. Okay, now the next step, we should have probably done this before, but I'm going to go ahead and turn the broiler on, and I'm going to leave it on broil high. You want your rack about 3 inches from the broiler, so that way whenever we get it in there, it can do a good job of bruleeing this concoction that we're about to come up with. Now another thing to be thinking about also is that if we do a cream brulee and you guys don't have a torch, my torch is up here. If you guys don't have a torch, you don't have to run out and buy one. You can do the same thing here with the torch, just like a cream brulee. But you don't have to worry about running out and buying one, because you can do the same thing with the cream brulee that we're going to do tonight. So just bear that in mind. Okay, back to our toppings. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our light brown sugar, and we're going to do a quarter cup, and that needs to be packed. So let me get a small rubber spatula. It needs to be a packed quarter cup of brown sugar, which is what we've got there. So we'll dump that right into our bowl. Now the next calls for a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon. Now this of course by taste, but since the recipe called for the quarter teaspoon, then that's what we'll go by, pretty close to it. All right, so we've got that. It smells great already. I love cinnamon. All right, we're just going to take a rubber spatula and we're just going to mix that up. Now, if you've got your nuts, your walnuts that you wanted to use, now would be the time that you would put that in the mixture. But unfortunately, Kim has a tree nut allergy, and so we won't be mixing those in our mixture tonight. All right, so now we've got that done. What we're going to do is we're going to take our peach and the cut side, we're going to put right down into that, just like that. Well, move that around a little bit. So there's one. That's a little bit better. We don't want it to be real thick, but you want it to be thick enough to where it's going to caramelize on top of the peach. Seems to want to get down in that valley a little bit. And don't worry about getting this on too much, because what we're going to do is we're going to actually come back and sprinkle some of this back on the top with our leftovers. All right, now well, I had the aluminum foil on, I forgot, huh?
Sorry.
We're just going to take this and sprinkle it over the top. A little bit on each of these. And then this is going to go in the oven. So, get a quick rinse on my hands. You got them? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to take that pan and I'm going to throw it right in the broiler. Got it set broil high. Like I said, set it in there. We're going to let that cook now for about 2 or 3 minutes until that glaze gets caramelized, and that's going to be really good stuff. Oops. So we're trying to figure out what to do once we come back for our next dish. So if anybody has any ideas or any desires, just let me know, and we'll start looking into it.
Your mom and I talked. There needs to be more talking.
More talk. So we're getting ready to go down to Gulf Shores. That again is going to be coming up Monday, so that's exciting. We was planning on videotaping a gumbo and then posting that for next week, but time really got out of hand and some things came up and we just couldn't get around to it.
Your mom wants us to bring back fresh grouper.
Sounds good. So, like I said, we was trying to get the gumbo together and tape it, and then that way you guys could watch it on Thursday, but time just got away from us, so I might do that once we get back. They've actually called us back to work, so we will actually be returning. I will be returning back to work on the 7th. We should be able to continue this, I hope. But yeah, I'll be going back to work on the 7th, and that's Monday through Friday. So, like I said, hopefully we can continue to do this because it's been really fun. So that's a good thing. So again, with your creme brulee, if you do a creme brulee, of course you do the Italian cream, and then after that, or the French cream, and then after that you took the sugar on top. You can either do brown sugar or white sugar, granulated. And then you can do the same thing with your broiler. You can actually broil that out. You can also use a torch if you have a torch and melt that sugar down. So now we're just trying to wait for that sugar to melt a little bit.
You should get some plates down.
Good idea. Two smaller plates. So again, the whipped cream looks pretty good. It's good and creamy.
My mom says this is the highlight of her week.
Yeah, awesome.
You can smell them too.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we got them in the oven. Take a look in there. Looking good. Yeah, smelling good. So again, another easy dish. Like I said, it doesn't take very long at all. pretty impressive dish, in my opinion. I think it's really pretty.
And for those of you that got peach truck peaches coming,
it'll be perfect.
There's a recipe for you. I know we have some coming.
Yeah.
That's okay, Mom. We haven't had supper either. But you never know when the rapture's going to happen, so you might as well eat dessert first, right?
So we've got some leftover pork loin that we've cooked just the other day. We roasted it, and so I've got some potatoes and some spring onions. So I think we're going to chop all that up and fry it tonight. So that's going to be our dinner. And this will be our dessert first. So it's kind of fun. So yeah, here in a few minutes I'll show you a fancy way to roll your whipped cream onto your plating, or you can just be, you know, the kind of person that just scoops out and just flops it on top, which is fine too. If you want to get real fancy, I'm sure you can get, you know, like your piping bags out and pipe some whipped cream on it. So that would be a fun way to do it too. Yeah. Sugar's starting to caramelize. Like I said, if I thought about it and started that before we started on the whipped cream, it wouldn't have taken this long, because it should only take about 2 or 3 minutes just to get that good caramelization, that sugar to melt down for us. So it smells good now. Mm-hmm. So does anybody have any questions about anything that happened so far?
Your mom thinks the peach exploded. I think the pan just shifted.
The pan bit, yeah, it's a pretty much new pan for us.
Yeah.
So it's just... Yep, those look about done. So we've got our peaches there. I need to find me a little tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this peach. I'm just going to set it right there on the plate. Grab another one too. All right. Now, to roll your whipped cream, what you want to do is you're going to have 2 spoons, and you're just basically going to roll it into each other. So that means it rolls out a little bit soft, and then you can come in and you can just basically roll that right onto your plate. So, or you can be like the old days and just take it, scoop it, and plop it. So either way, there you go. So there is peach brulee with whipped cream, homemade, right from the house. Didn't take many ingredients, didn't take very long to cook at all, and an easy dessert. So really quick to do too, and like I said, it was just it's easy and a good dessert. So hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you guys enjoy coming and cooking with me tonight. Like I said, it's a pretty relatively easy one and quick. Next week we won't be with you, but the week after, hopefully we can get things back started up, and I'll try to figure some things out. I'm hoping to film that gumbo for you guys too, so you can go at your leisure and watch it. Because like I said, the roux in that one by itself is 45 minutes long, and so I don't know how you guys could sit and watch and all that kind of stuff. Plus, roux are different for each person with their oven. But I will film that and get it set up for you guys. Basically, what we put in that is we put andouille sausage, we do shrimp, we do chicken thighs, and most of the time we do a white fish, which is anything from like a catfish to a bass, all that kind of stuff, perch. So any type of white fish would go good with that. It doesn't take much. So then the rest of that is just basically the other ingredients that we put into it. So you're looking at the Holy Trinity, which is almost like a mirepoix, but a Holy Trinity is basically celery. It is green bell pepper, and it is onion. So, and then of course mirepoix takes out the green pepper and puts in carrots. So just a little bit different things there. We'll talk about those later if we can get into them. And if not, I hope you guys enjoy your dessert. And hopefully everyone's had dinner tonight. So if not, then this can be good for you. So again, thanks for coming and cooking with Joe, and we'll see you next time.